are so many social media sites and apps out there, it's getting harder to keep up with what kids and teens are doing online, and more apps means more opportunities for online predators to target kids. Here with more about what's going on and how to help protect your kids, please welcome youth advocate Kacee Bree Jensen. It's good to have you here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for this, because it really is hard, and frankly, no matter how techie you are, your kids are going to know things before you know.
Yeah, they're always one step ahead of us.
Yes.
So that's why I'm here to kind of help out, get you going in the right direction.
So we know some of the big things, social media-wise. Are there small things that we need to be aware of? Where is your biggest area of concern at this point?
Yeah, the main thing is knowing there's many layers. If you think that you're on top of the game and you're just doing your quick checks once a month, maybe go a little bit deeper and see what's going on. Some of the main apps that you want to pay attention to that they're on constantly. In fact, teenagers are on, according to Washington Post, on their devices about 9 hours a day because they take it to school with them, they're at home with it. So Snapchat is a big one.
Which is a total mystery to me.
Right.
My son snaps me, and I have no idea.
So you know the
going
language.
On.
You are already.
I know I'm being snapped, but I swear I can't figure out how to even answer him.
Right.
Now, that started out with the pictures that disappeared, and parents were super concerned.
And they should be. They should be.
What has it turned into, though? And now it seems like it's one of the primary ways for kids to communicate.
It is. So they actually would prefer using snaps, which the snaps disappear 3 to 10 seconds if it's a direct. So, but
and if you're a parent, you can't even figure out what you're looking at before it disappears.
And so get on Snapchat and be a user just to follow your child is what I would say, because there aren't a lot.
Which they love.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to be in it. Just like we're in our kids' business, like we know what they're doing at school, for the most part. We know what activities, who their friends are, what kind of things that they're doing. They have a curfew. We have to do that same thing online.
And learn.
Because it's then some. Really, Snapchat and Instagram and Twitter is basically, if they're not putting up safeties, it's basically like having their phone number out to the entire world.
Right.
Anyone can contact them. And Snapchat, I do want to say the big thing is location. They make it fun. Snapchat makes it appealing with the geo filters and things like that to put where they are.
So, yes, you can do that. And that's, when you see the pictures with the animal nose and the flower crown,
and strangers can see that. Yeah.
How do you set up privacy or somehow filter who can reach your kids on these different apps? Is there a good way to learn that?
There's a great way. So start with their device. I think that people get overwhelmed having to do per app, which you do have to do per app, but start with the device, go into the restrictions, put up a password, and right there on their device, you're able to choose what websites they can and can't go to. You also use the family shared iTunes account is a great way, because when they try to upload an app, you'll get a notice, and you can set it up where you can approve or deny. And it's not in a way to police them, where you're trying to lord it over them, but have that communication where this is why, and these are the dangers, and I'm trying to protect you. This is not your diary. This is social media that you're putting out to the world.
And I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't make sure that this was
educating
safe.
them, because when they go to college, they'll have access to anything and everything, and when
boy, do they.
Yeah. So you want to educate them first, right?
Before
so
they
that,
get there.
Yes.
So what are the ways that predators try to reach kids online?
Direct messaging. So almost all the social medias have direct messaging. Gaming communities are a huge way. There's over 75,000 predators online, according to the FBI.
Wow.
Yeah.
So these are some of those things where, like, you're playing a game and you're online, and anybody can contact you or contact your kid. How do you manage that?
Yes. Again, there's privacy within the device itself. So if they're playing Clash of Clans or they're playing Minecraft, they can be contacted by strangers if you don't put up the safeties within the phone and the device itself, and then in the app. So I have lots of how-tos because there's so much to dive into. But Xbox Live, I do want to say, is a huge way for predators. I had this happen with my son, actually. So it's very personal to me. Xbox Live suggests people for your child to talk to, and it could be a 50-year-old in another part of the world, or it could be someone that's trying to get to your child. And so they suggest people based on level of play and based on the games that they like, and then they'll put them into these groups, and then they'll say, hey, you guys are doing a great job together, why don't you break off and just the two of you talk, all within Xbox Live. But the console, I do want to say the console, you can set up parent guidelines. So go right into that parental
Wow.
guideline, and you can set up so they can only talk to the people that you say that they can talk to. So there
And
are
is that
ways.
fairly easy to find?
So I have links at letstalkteens.com to how to do it, because it is, I think they make it a little tricky on each thing. It's different. Snapchat, you want to operate in the ghost mode, so find in the settings
Good
ghost
Lord.
mode. I know it's overwhelming,
It
but
is.
there
And so
are
I'm
ways
so glad
to do
my
it.
kid's grown up. I just feel like, you know, what if
Right.
you happen to have a tween or a teen right now,
Yeah.
this is so challenging and time
Yeah.
consuming.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about your website and how we can use that to help
Yeah.
us.
You know, I think there's things out there that are saying this is what's happening, it's terrible, and then there's not a lot of how-tos. So that's why I don't want parents to get overwhelmed by what I'm saying, and throw in the towel. That's the main thing I'm worried about.
Okay,
It's like,
good.
do not throw in the towel, because I want to too. Like, oh my gosh, this is what I do, but kids
Hang
are
on to
always
your towel,
it's okay,
everybody.
keep the towel. Cover your eyes sometimes with that towel, but keep going. And at letstalkteens.com, I give resources, not only for social media safety, but a lot of the results of social media is depression, anxiety, some of those things. So resources, and then there's a workshop on there. So we dive right into the how-tos of social media safety, the
That is
basics.
awesome. We're going to post
Yeah.
all of that. Just one
Yeah.
quick question that I want to get in before we
Yeah.
go. When you get the pushback, and you will
Yes,
from your
you
kids,
will, 100%.
then what's the best way to handle
Stay
that?
strong, because you're going to, because there's also another layer to peel back is device addiction that we're seeing, and you're seeing that all over the news right now. And so you're going to get a lot of pushback. I would say what I see with my coaching is it takes 1 to about 3 months of just staying strong with your child and showing them respect through love and communication, not giving them back. Like if they're needing to learn how to swim, we're not going to throw them back into the deep end. We're going to take them out, teach them how to
Right.
swim before they drown. And that's how I look at social media. Don't throw them back in until you know that they're educated. You're going step by step. You're monitoring and then loosening the reins as they gain your trust and go forward that way. So
Such a good point, because you can monitor and teach with respect and love. It doesn't have to
100%.
be
Yeah.
punitive or
Yeah.
horrifying.
But we
hang
have
in
to
there.
keep them safe. That's number one.
Keep your towel. That's
Yeah.
the theme.
Keep
from
the
this,
towel.
this segment. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Still ahead, a true story of survival and success. We're going to meet a very inspirational woman when we come back.